wanted to go over some stuff in Google that can really help your child stay organized and just a little bit about how to find stuff. So the best way to find stuff within your child's Google is to have them open up their Chromebook and show you their classes. So I'm in my third grader's classroom. So he has stuff from his third grade teacher, but then I also put him in my fourth grade sample Google Classroom just to kind of see some additional things. So one thing that's really cool about Google Classrooms as a student is that if you go to this to do right here and you click on it, it will tell you all the things that have not been turned in yet. So these are things that are in my sample Google Classroom that are due this week. There's also something for him that is due next week. If I go to the missing, there's nothing that's missing there. If I go to the done, it shows everything that has been turned in. So it's a really good way to see all of the stuff that is assigned, the stuff that's due. We can look at stuff that has no due date this week. All of that stuff is all within this to-do area. So you can also see it here if you go to that button, or I can just go into classes and see it right here. So that's a really good way to see where all of the assignments are. The other way is if you go into the Google Classroom, the stream looks like a mess. And it's kind of the way that it should be. Everything's done by time. So the thing that was posted first is at the bottom. The thing that was posted most recently is at the top. So you can kind of see what's there in that fashion and be able to see stuff in the stream. The better place to go is in classwork. So if I go into classwork, that's where I can see where the assignments are. That's where I can see where important information may be, things that are due. It may be organized by topic, and so I can look at a specific topic for this week and see all the things that are linked there. The one cool thing about the stream is that things that have due dates will show in the upcoming, so you will be able to see what's there. Anything that has a due date, you will also see in the actual Google Classroom. I don't even know what to call this picture, where it shows, we'll call it a snapshot. The snapshot of the Google Classroom is all here, which is really good. The other thing that is really good about these classrooms is that I can open up my work here, but I can also open up the folder. I can open up the folder here, and there's another place that I can open up the folder, would be here, or I could view my work. So if anything ever gets lost in Google Classroom, student was working on it, can't find it anymore, trying to find it, it's gonna be in the class folder. So there is a Google Drive folder that has all of the stuff here. And so when there are work that's done or things that they're doing, it's gonna be here. He has not worked on anything in the Fritch fourth grade sample Google Classroom because I just added him. So there's not gonna be anything specifically there for him. When I go to view my work, this is where I can see the work that they've done in any Google Classroom or anything. So this is just the Fritch one, so they'd be able to see anything that they need to do there. Those are two really good places. If anything ever gets lost, that's where you should look for it. So those are kind of the big snapshots. There are some settings if you wanted to go into kind of some additional things where you can, they do get notifications by email, but if they're not looking at their email, they're not going to see those notifications. You can go through and look specifically for classes for notifications, but really just kind of leave those be because it doesn't do either way. The other thing that's really good with Google Classroom is you can look on the calendar. So on the calendar, you can see when things are due. So it's a really good snapshot of like, what's this week look like? What are the assignments? So there's kind of a piece in looking around Google Classroom from the student view. And I hope that that will help you help your child a little bit to find their assignments. All right, thanks.